Welcome to the RevupFitness Podcast. The show for fitness professionals and fitness enthusiasts.
Hey, pay attention. Hey, for 39 seconds, I need your attention.
Go behind the scenes of the health and wellness industry with us. Starting your host, Fit with CJ, side hustle mentor, and the lovely Electric Fit.
It's my favorite podcast.
And the show starts right now.
Hello, family. What's up? What's up? It is your girl, Electric Fit, and I'm so excited because I am in the studio today with my guys. We got Side Hustle Mentor and CJ. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's going on?
Listen, we got our brother here in the studio. Listen, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick for the people.
Hey, this is Marquise, also known as Side Hustle Mentor. This is actually my first time here live in the plug with us doing this podcast, so I'm glad to be here instead of calling in and being able to see everybody's faces today.
Yes, we are in the RevupFitness studio. We're excited, right?
Oh, yeah, super excited, super excited. Listen, you guys know I'm Fit with CJ on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere you can find me, I'm Fit with CJ.
Yes, and at electric_fit and
Side Hustle Mentor.
Yes.
Yo, listen, I'm just so excited that now we're all here for the first time. It's a different energy, you know?
Yeah.
When everyone's here together, I'm just excited about it.
I know, and, you know, of course, I mean, I'm not a super, you know, new year, new things person, but this is kind of new for us, right? And, I mean, guys, I mean, let's just let the guys tell y'all today. They really did something really awesome this morning. Talk about your day.
Yo, go ahead and tell them.
Well, today was the day that we ran actually the very first 5K, and also for me and CJ both is the first 5K of the year, first of many. So that's what we did today. We ran at Soloman for the MLK drum run. It was a great event, you know, a lot of great energy. And for me, you know, I was just kind of like starting my fitness journey. So this was kind of like a test to see where I was, and then I can just kind of gauge myself and go from there.
Yeah, listen, first of all, he said he's starting his fitness journey. No, his fitness journey started last year in 2020.
True.
And he didn't wait till January 1st, like we always talk about.
Right.
He started last year, and see, he's already accomplishing goals now.
Yes.
And so I'm definitely super proud of him, man, for real.
Yeah, I actually started back in like November. I know we had just came back from Miami, and I was like, man, I'm really ready to get in shape. And I didn't really want to start to the beginning of the year, so I just was like, you know what, New Year's for me starts today. So
I love that. I love that energy, like, you know, and just to watch, you know, your journey, like, you've been killing it.
Thank you.
Yo, listen, you got to shout out your trainer, though. You got to shout out your trainer.
Definitely got to shout out my trainer, Fitness Technician on Instagram. He keeps me in shape, keeps me honest. And like I said, I wouldn't be where I am today without his help. So I definitely want to give him a great shout out.
And listen, I would tell you, you know, it was different being out there for the first time in honestly about a year at a fitness event or any type of race, anything that we had hundreds of people. It was really different. And people were like, you know, this is the middle of the pandemic and everything. But it was done to me, I think, in the best safe way possible. You know, it was outside, first of all. Everything was outside.
Yeah.
And everyone mandatory mask. Like, you had to wear a mask.
Yeah, definitely was a mandatory mask. And like I said, even when we first kind of like walked up on the grass, I was like, wow, this feels crazy because I haven't seen this many people gather in such a long time. But like I said, everything felt like it was just done safely.
Yeah.
So it was just a great day all overall.
And it probably felt really good to kind of have a little bit of the old way, a little bit, maybe.
It felt super. It really did feel good because I kept saying to him, I was like, man, it did feel weird at first, but then after a while you start seeing faces that you recognize.
Nice.
And people were walking up to you, you know, even though they're keeping their distance, but you could still relate to them. You feel the energy and their excitement for the race.
Nice.
And so it was great. I mean, it makes you get excited for when everything is back open, you know?
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
Well, family, you heard about their day, and we are ready to go ahead and snowball into an awesome, awesome episode with a phenomenal guest. Well, we all actually have history with this guest. He was with, just a little bit, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
You know, if you've been following us, you know about RevupFitness. If you don't, go follow that page right now. But we have Soloman Lacy, strategic financial advisor, in the building. And he has been with us on our journey, and he is going to tell you his story today. So, hey, Soloman, how is your day going?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, guys? Everybody good?
Oh, yeah, we good.
Welcome.
Listen,
glad
man.
to have you, man. Glad to have you.
Yeah, like definitely some familiar faces all the way Flint, Michigan, to Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
listen, like
Always a pleasure.
me, Solomon, and Side Hustle went all to the same high school. Can you guys believe that?
Yes, I mean, that's just crazy. Just when you just talk about, longevity of people knowing each other and then just not seeing each other for a long time. And then you kind of, reconnect there for a lot of years and you kind of pick it up and just, move the baton forward. So it's just been real good reconnecting with Solo.
Yeah, and then I got to meet Solo through these two awesome guys when we went to Aruba, and we learned so much. He dropped so many financial jewels for like the Fit Pros. He helped us with so much, and he's going to let all y'all know about all the jewels not all, maybe just a few.
Just a few. Just a few nuggets here and
Just
there.
a few. I got a little ahead of myself.
But yeah, Solo, go ahead and just let the people know what you do and your current career path, because I know, like, I know it, but, just let people know where you are right now.
Yeah, currently or a transition from.
Yeah. Start where you are currently, and then we'll go back a little bit.
Okay, cool. So as of right now, it's always funny when people ask, like, well, what do you do? And then you like, it just depends on what day it is. But, like I always try to say, like, I'm joking to say, I'm like, I tell people I'm the favorite entrepreneur's favorite entrepreneur because, what I do is, it's kind of specific to what's needed. Like I feel like entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs that really, exceed, they find a solution, to problems that, are in the marketplace. So for me, it's always finding what solutions I can, solve to the marketplace, and then just kind of building that financial, with that financial background with it as well. Because, finance is kind of the gift that just keeps on giving. When you learn how to get capital and you're able to affect other business owners, that's kind of where, kind of the game is going now is how do I borrow more money? How do I, how am I able to access my credit to do better? And, those are some of the things that I help with currently with my company, Fresh Start Financials Group. Yeah,
so listen, when it comes to getting funding for entrepreneurs, this is your guy. I'm telling you. Listen, I would just say this. When it comes to, funding for entrepreneurs, what's kind of what's kind of like some of the biggest problems I would think you see, these days? Like what kind of things are you running into?
Yeah, I mean, the finance is a process, just like fitness is a process. So I think the one of the biggest problems that people go transitioning in from, to what they're trying to do is trying to get things too fast. At the end of the day, it takes time to get abs, or it takes time to get the body that you want to achieve. It takes time to do some of these things. So sometimes people lose sight of that when they want something because, somebody can just wake up and say, I want to start a business. And yeah, you might want to start a business. You might have great intentions. But at the end of the day, somebody has to give you some money. So they have to trust you enough to lend to you for you to, go after your dream. So it's kind of like, just like the fitness world. It's like, you might want to be a certain place. You might have a birthday coming up that you want to look a certain way. But if you trust the process, and respect the process, you'll learn like some of the things that you the hills and the challenges that you come over time, you realize that they're no longer there anymore, and you'll know how to get back to that point. Because a lot of times people want the success, but they don't really know how to get there, and they end up on that process not knowing how to get back to where they came from. So definitely respect the process.
Yeah, and we live in so much an instant gratification society. It's kind of like I want it and I want it now. But just like with fitness, for most people, you didn't get overweight overnight, so you're not going to lose weight and get in shape overnight. So I look at the same thing with the credit situation. If your credit is bad, it didn't get that way overnight. That was a process that you took to get there. So there's going to be a process that you need to do to kind of undo. And that's my guy. Solo said, get back on that fresh start. So
yeah, and just like there is physical weight, family, and there's financial weight. And, we are here, like, we're always going to help you get to the next level. We're talking about that financial weight that, we all need to shed and to do stuff better. And with that being said, Solo, I know, you have given us like a snippet of where you are now. How did you actually get there? Like, was finance like easy for you? You were always on point, or was there something that happened that kind of shifted you into that role?
Yeah, great question. All right, so yeah, that's always unique. And like, how did you get started? What brought you here? And I don't want to have an amazing story, but it's an all too familiar story. I was, fed up, kind of caught in a situation where I realized that my lack of information was causing harm to, you know, my current situation. And you know, all too familiar place. I was at the car dealership, you know, just got a job, had a small business, you know, thinking that, you know how you thinking, you know, you walking in, you think
everything good.
You think everything's good, you know, why not? You know, my parents happy, you know, I got bachelor's degree, master's degree.
About to walk off the lot with a key.
Yeah, like why not? That's why I came. So, I mean, going into the dealership, kind of going through the process, being able to, you know, go to the, you know, they say, well, you know, you find the car that you want, then they take you all the way to the other side of the dealership. So you don't really hear that part, you know, like a lot of times in the community, they just tell you about like you say, you see the car when they left out, but you don't know that they found the car, they went on a couple test drives, and then they had to go to the finance department. And see, that's where my story starts. And, you know, went to the finance department, got told that I not only couldn't get the car that I wanted, but that the car that I didn't want, I couldn't even get. So, you know, I ended up leaving with the car, but leaving it with the car that I want because I had to call my dad to co-sign. And, you know, obviously it's a humbling experience, you know, being who most people think is doing well, walking on water, and you can't even, you know I wouldn't have left with that car if my dad wouldn't have said yes. So, I mean, that's kind of where that's where my problem started, right? And then from the solution side, it was just that I knew that when I left out of there, I was determined to never have that situation ever happen to me again, as opposed to like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to figure out what this credit issue is. And, you know, just to come to find out, it was just a common problem. It was just, you know, lack of information. I didn't know that in college when I was doing things like getting free pizza. I went to a HBCU, you know, they tell you get some free pizza and you get a T-shirt. That's like a shirt tomorrow and food tonight. So, you know, I say, yeah, like, what do you have to do? Well, worst case scenario, you can apply for this and you might get some money. And if you don't get some money, you get free pizza and a shirt. So it was like worst case scenario for me. You know, I kept trying that and doing different things and just not knowing that every time I did that, I was applying for a credit card. Yeah. You know, even the people that were offering that at that booth, you know, they didn't know that they were hurting me or harming me because they just had a job to sell, you know, get as many people to apply for applications as possible. And every time I applied, I was getting an inquiry and an inquiry and an inquiry. And, you know, when you have too many inquiries, I mean, you know, on the credit report, it's part of the file. It looks like you're begging and, you know, you can't get anything else. So I was putting myself in a situation by not knowing. So, you know, as I worked and, you know, got that situated, got my credit back on pace, you know, I started, you know, knowledge. You know, I got my credit straight. I know I was in the 700s. I knew where I was. I knew what I did to, you know, help myself. So I started, you know, obviously reached out. How did you do that? Started trying it on a couple friends. And, you know, from there, you know, word of mouth, you know, you got me, you know, this happened well. So after a while, you know, it turned into, it went from just like a small boutique business to, you know, me getting car dealerships to, you know, give me contracts to send me clients to, you know, different things in the corporate space. So, yeah, I mean, it started from adversity and, you know, it kind of came here, you know, so.
Yeah, so listen, like when you started going through that process and you started, you know, that was your problem, like you said, right? And you're working through that. You were working a full-time job in corporate America at the time?
Right.
Yeah.
Like when was that point where you were like, you know what, I'm just done with that and I'm about to do this full-time entrepreneur?
Yeah. So I don't want people to think that I, you know, jumped the gun, you know, because I tell a lot of people, like, you don't have to be a full-time entrepreneur to be an entrepreneur. I was a very successful part-time entrepreneur. I was even more successful than my corporate job. I mean, I doubled my income, but you know how we have a tendency of being conditioned to be in a place that, you know, my dad retired. You know, my you know, it's like you've seen like this normal progression of work and everything. So, you know, I wasn't experienced, or I didn't know I could just leave work. And you know, people always say, well, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? And those were questions that I couldn't answer. So, you know, that fear kind of kept me in a box where I said, well, yeah, I might make, you know, $10,000, or I might make this a month, but, you know, am I going to be making it in 6 years? And I think those type of fears kind of kept stopping my start. And then eventually, I mean, like I said, I planned the exit, you know, so I knew that I started getting different mentors and different people that I saw did things different. You know, the first thing I did was my 401k. I feel like everybody needs to use their job to leverage whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah.
What your job gives you is not just comfort, not just a comfort zone, like, you know, the entrepreneur, little quote unquote, oh, you're in the comfort zone. It gives you peace of mind to go out and, you know, attempt to, you know, accomplish your goals, because at the end of the day, you can't go chase your future if your present is, you know, a disaster, because it just, like I said, you can keep starting, and you keep having to stop. So having a job, being able to pay your bills, and being able to take a risk, because you know that you're going back to work and you're going to continue to get paid if the risk doesn't go well. So you're on the entrepreneur side, you make a mistake and, you don't have a safety net, you know, it's all on you. So you have to make decisions different. So I think at work you can be a little bit more aggressive in really trying to achieve what you have to achieve. And I think everybody needs a plan. The 401k, you need to use it to your advantage. If you are thinking about being an entrepreneur, if you're already an entrepreneur, part-time or full-time, I think you need to just find out how you can allocate more to the 401k, because untaxed money is money that doesn't come to your hands. Is money that you can, you know, use at a later time, pull out at any time, and it's unaccounted for and not taxed. So I think that's important to, you know, take advantage of while you're there. And also, you know, you have to put yourself to the test. You have to see if, and this is something I did. I saw if I could live my same lifestyle without using my job income. So it came to a point where I probably tested this for, you know, I'm not talking about tested 3 months, you know, of course, you know, you got savings, you know, but I tested for a year. I mean, and even when it got tight on business, I tested it, because, you know, if you just go right back to I got a job, let me go use my job income, you know, the plan that you have, if you plan on leaving full time, you have to, you know, keep your eyes open for things that could possibly happen. So for me, it was not just getting my 401k, but also some jobs have stock options. If you have stock options, take advantage of it, because once again, pre-tax money that you can come in and, you know, get 15-20% off stocks that are, you know, important. I mean, that's something you definitely want to take care of. And then also, I always tell people, like, when you're planning on leave, don't think of a number, think about a structure, because you can, you know, like I said, you can borrow 100k way faster than you can save it. And that's just like true. I mean, you can position yourself to get 100k from your credit profile, from your business credit profile, in 2 to 3 years, instead of thinking, okay, I just need to save $100,000. Like, you know, I don't know where you work, but, you know, saving $100,000 is a feat, even if you make $100,000. So, you know, it's just finding a way to structure to be able to, you know, leave quicker. I mean, at the end of the day, or, you know, be more comfortable where you're at, because it's not always about leaving. You know, everybody doesn't have to put themselves, you know, everybody has different financial obligations, you know, kids, different things. So, you know, it's not hey, jump out there. But if you do want to jump out there, you know, test it first. Don't just jump out there blindly, because you'll hear stories about, hey, I left and I was down to my last $6, and that person might have made it, but that's a unicorn, and you're in a room full of people and you have one unicorn. It's like, now what about everybody else who did that same thing? It's not the same story. So I mean, definitely always, you know, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
He is dropping bars over.
Okay. I feel what you're saying. You know, I came from a corporate America background. And I found myself always in the gym after work, and that was like my happy place, and that's where I met this guy. But seriously, when I got tired of corporate, I was like, what am I going to do? Because this is really not my purpose, and I didn't know I was doing my purpose the whole time. You know, most of us don't really realize it. Now I was like, Jay, what do you spend most of your time doing? I'm like, in the gym. And I'm like, you know what, get back to that. And I did, but I did a little different, you know, and I do agree with everything you said. I did save up a lot. I had a really good final year. I finished number 2 in my region in sales when I decided to leave.
Throw that out there real quick.
Yeah, you know, and that's just something that I'm proud of, because a lot of people in our office, well, it was always the same people, and I was somewhat of an underdog for a while. So to leave on that note was super cool. But I went into trying to learn the craft and went to LA Fitness to work. And lifestyle changed, because I'm trying to live off a LA Fitness budget and not used to having a 6-figure budget anymore. And I did make a few mistakes along the way. And so my question to you, Solo, like, you gave us some amazing advice, as far as the stock options, the 401k, and so forth. And yes, those things are very important. What would be your top, I'll say 3 to 5, you choose, pieces of advice where you would give someone to start as they're exiting from whatever job into, whether, of course, we're catering to fitness, but anything in general, because financial, advice is all across the board and is needed everywhere. But speaking from a fitpreneur, most of us, we wear a lot of different hats. We're doing so many different things, trying to invest virtually or one-on-one websites. So what is your top 3 to 5 financial advice of how to segue from your 9 to 5 into, getting your business really going?
Okay. So not the traditional answer, but
okay.
I'm going to give, and not a finance answer, but
okay.
An answer that encompasses everything. I think I follow this acronym, SAM. So solve problems, add value, and meet the needs. If you follow those things as an entrepreneur, if you solve a problem, you're going to be in a different level of entrepreneurship, because everybody wants to do something that's impactful. But if you're actually doing it, you're actually solving a problem. That's a great start. Adding value. At the end of the day, as a content creator, doing the things that we do, we have to be, you have to be creative. Like I said, if everybody's doing the same thing, what's different about what you're doing? So adding value is always going to get you seen, instead of overlooked. And meeting the needs. You can't just know the problem without solving it. You can't just know the problem and know that it's an issue and not have a strategy or a way to meet the need of the customer. And if you can meet the needs of the customer, what ends up happening is overflow, word of mouth. People start finding out that, Jamie is who she says she is. She can do what she says she can do. So you know what? I want to trust her with this relationship. I want to trust her with that. And I think that's how your business tree goes. And in business, you will know, you have to have a tribe. You have to have people that you can believe in, that believe in you, that keep you motivated, because like I said, the motivation at work is, going and clocking in. They're going to pay you. They're guaranteeing you that they're going to pay you as long as you come in. But you don't have that same guarantee at work, outside of work. So then you have to go rely on different type of motivation, rely on, personal development and things. So, when things go wrong, you're able to, know that you're going to get past it and get through it. So,
yeah.
Those are all great points. And I know one of the major things that you stood out to me is one of the words that we love is just leverage, and just leveraging, your 9 to 5 if you're trying to exit your 9 to 5. I know for me, I exited once and I didn't do it the right way. So I was literally back in 3 months because I was like, man, my lifestyle and my income ain't matching up once I quit. So, I had to basically kind of do it all over again. I went back to work for like a year, kind of had to build up my reserves again. And then even without kind of even knowing what I was doing, it was more leverage, Whenever I'm getting, bonuses, I'm using those to finance my side hustle. Whenever I'm getting, extra checks, whatever they're giving me, I'm using all that, like as you mentioned, like with the 401k, these are things that I'm actually using to actually leverage my growth outside of the company. So when I'm actually ready to leave, I kind of have all those things in place, because when I left beforehand, I was in escape mode versus actually running towards building something. And then usually when you're trying to escape from something, you usually just kind of like let your hands up and fly. You don't even think about the repercussions. But when you're trying to actively build something and you kind of understand the word of leverage a little bit more, then you kind of like putting the pieces in place. Yeah. So like you said, it's more about structure. So
and leveraging other people's money.
Yeah. OPM is,
I know, right? So, and then I guess the other thing outside of that is, as we're building our business and exiting, it comes a credit issue, like your business credit, like OPM, like he was saying. A lot of entrepreneurs struggle with building their business credit, and they're using their personal money to finance their business. And when you use all your all your liquidity is gone, it's like, what should I do instead of keeping cash on hand and, utilizing credit? So let us know what it looks like, or like tips, far as building business credit. And, if you can't get a credit card in your, business name or whatever in the beginning. Just give the listeners a little bit of advice or, tips.
Yes, absolutely. So, my advice for any new business, any person who's seeking a business credit card or seeking to kind of switch over to the to the different side of the credit world. I mean, it's maintaining a good personal credit profile. I know many people will tell you, or you might hear or see on YouTube, everybody telling you a way around doing something that's the right way to go. So, like kind of going back to the thing, it's like you can take a shortcut, but the problem is when you take a shortcut, is now you on the road by yourself, and coming back from the shortcut is a lot longer road than if you would have just got the personal credit fixed at first. So I mean that's kind of the rabbit hole, because with the personal credit fixed, you can go leverage as much as you want to the business credit profile or to the business credit lenders, because it's just like anything. Getting personal credit or getting business credit without a personal guarantee is almost like me coming in and saying, okay, I like everybody smiling here, 10 grand, 10 grand, 10 grand. And then I'm like, well, can I get your name, phone number? And you're like, nah, we don't really do that, but I just gave you this money. So my only recourse is, since I don't know your name, I don't know your phone number, I just gave you this money, how am I going to get it back? Mm-hmm. It's no way. So that's kind of how, in a scenario of how a lender would feel in giving you something without having any guarantee on it. So I always tell people, if you're going to do right by the money, you need to personal guarantee it. And if you can personal guarantee it, you can build a bigger profile, bigger and quicker. And like I said, if you have a business that's doing well, that's needing capital, that's needing some of these things, why not do it the right way? Then you won't have to start over. You won't have to come back and do it. You just have to maintain and continue to build, because it's not just a one-time thing. Going back and getting business credit, it can be addictive, because they will give you enough, and if you do right by it, they'll give you more. So it's definitely essential to getting it, but it's making sure you follow the steps and building a good personal profile, having a good personal credit card relationship, because nobody's going to give you a business credit card with no personal credit cards. Because if the personal lenders don't trust you, why would the business lenders trust you? Which is even more aggressive, because with one business credit card, maybe a $5,000 card, it might be 10 banks that will offer you that same card. They won't do that on the personal side.
Now, I do also know of people who have said that, okay, I have a business card, but it's not reporting on my business profile. It's only reporting to my personal, because I guess they did a PT or whatever the case. Is that common, or was there a step missed?
I don't know if that would be a business credit card, or it might be a different. Okay. Yeah. I think that might be a different kind of card that person has that's associated with their business, but most business credit cards, a problem that somebody will have is maybe certain cards report on your personal as well as your business. Gotcha. Which, as a business owner, is not necessarily essential to you, because the biggest benefit of going over to the business credit profile is nobody sees it. Nobody sees it. So, like you said, the problem with real estate or most things is, if I have $30,000 and I have to spend my whole $30,000, now I don't have any liquid. I got bills, I got other things. But also, if I have a personal credit card and I have a $30,000 limit, as soon as I use it, I've shot my credit score. 100 points drop because you just maxed out a credit card. It's mismanagement on the personal side. Especially if you're not going to pay it off before the end. Just maxing out a card and letting it sit on a personal is a no-no. But on the business side, it's welcomed. Also on the business side, if you max out if you max out a credit card, nobody will know. The personal credit side doesn't see it. So you can have a unscathed personal credit. Like right now, my personal credit profile is around 5% usage, because I use all the credit from the business side, but I still maintain a good personal profile to continue to go back and ask. So, I mean, that's definitely the biggest benefit. Just imagine you spending $10,000 and not having that, you have to pay it back, but you're not, hurt because you have to pay it back. And now they're letting you leave the $10,000 on there even longer and pay back the minimum payment, which on the personal side, you don't have that option.
Okay.
30% or a year, in a whole lower credit score situation.
Listen, when it comes to credit gems, I mean, Solomon's helped me out. He helped me out recently and a couple of months ago. My credit score has never been higher, and I'm just saying for real. Like, I texted him, I said, hey, this is what's going on. He's like, you do A, B, and C. I did A, and it jumped up. Right, and so I'm still in the process of B and C, but we won't. This it's never been higher. So I'm just saying this guy's know what he's talking about. So I got to give him his flowers on that.
And those were just from tips.
Yeah, that's just some tips. Like, it wasn't even the whole thing. It was just a few tips. But I would say, like, one of the things that stuck in my head when you said it. I don't know if you this line you said. It was like, when you take a shortcut, you're on the road by yourself. Like, that just stuck with me. You know, right? Like, so people definitely be careful. Don't try to shortcut your way through it. It's a process. You know. It's a long game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm taking all this in as well, you know, because I did think that when you get like a business card that it's going to be, you know, reported on your personal as well. So then, like, you know, if the usage is high, you're in trouble again. But, you know, I'm learning a few things that I like it.
And that's the thing is, a lot of times, a lot of us, we're just, I hate to use the word, but we're just ignorant. We just don't. We weren't taught a lot of this stuff growing up, especially in the Black community. Because I mean, I know a lot of my friends, they had cable bills in their names when we were in school. Oh my God! You know, so that's just something to combat as you get older.
Putting stuff in your kids' names.
That's, like I said, a whole nother conversation.
Well,
so you don't know what you don't know.
But we need to put LLCs and proper things in our children's names to help them grow, so they'll be ready. You know, when their time comes. So. Not cable bills, though.
Not that Comcast bill. Stop it.
Oh my gosh, y'all are so funny.
But listen, Solomon has been dropping these gems, not just in on his own platform, but he's been helping us by dropping these gems on our first ever RevupFitcation. He came through and did, you know, and he also recently did the RevupFitness conference.
Yes, he certainly did.
And listen. By the way, I have to be honest. I've only seen parts of it so far. So I know Jay, you saw the whole thing. Yeah. So like that. Talk about that. You know, when you came up with this plan for the RevupFitness conference, and you know when you have an audience of fitness professionals, and he had like on the board, it was like the fitness nutrition tips, right? Yeah, it was so creative.
It was, and you know, for a lot of people who may be a visual person, it's like I hear you, but I see you at the same time. I feel like you totally connected because I was just like glued to the laptop. I was like, give me all the gems. Yeah, how was that experience, and how did you come up with your whole formula to speak to the audience?
Yeah, well, I came up with the platform. But I mean, like you said, I just wanted to have something that was, you know, kind of congruent to everything that was going on. I knew, you know, with the fitness world, I mean, everybody, you know, who's going on their fitness journey should at least be trying to, you know, watch the labels, watch the back of the label. So that's just like, you know, kind of like a finance warning label for some people. I mean, because like I said, everybody's going on a journey. Everybody has steps. You know, you're going to the grocery store. You know, if you're just picking up stuff, you're not looking at anything. You know, that's kind of what it is. Just to kind of, you know, just kind of warning before you go into some of the bad decisions that you're going to make. You know, just kind of scripted. You know, put different things in that are financial tips on the nutritional side.
Yeah.
Was that like one of your first virtual events, or have you been doing a lot of virtual events like that?
No, so not my first virtual event, but definitely that's actually the first virtual event I pulled out the whiteboards.
Oh, we so
hopefully
special.
Not the last one.
Yeah, definitely love that. It was, you know, it was very impactful, and definitely a lot of people, even when I was looking at the comments, like people were really able to connect. And listeners, for those of you that were not able to view the RevupFitness conference, what Soloman did was, okay, when we go in a grocery store, and let's say we're picking up a box of cereal, we see the nutrition facts and, you know, protein, fats, and all that. He created a financial nutrition, quote unquote, label, and he put, you know, all the financial facts, and it was amazing. Like, and a lot of people definitely gained a lot from that.
Yeah, and you can watch that, by the way, at Fitness Online University. Just go check it out. There are full replays there. But, yeah, I'm excited to go back and watch it myself because, you know, me and Marquise, like, all the time we talk about it. Like, we have to go back and watch. But 17 hours of that conference was great. But we hear top reviews from his presentation.
Yeah, which just lets me know it's something that's just more of that is needed.
Yeah.
That more people just need that information. So it's like, you know, how do we, even like now, just doing this podcast, we noted that it was needed. So it's like, we need to get Soloman on so we can, get more people to, hear that knowledge as far as fixing their credit, things of that nature. So
Absolutely. We have definitely been diligent about delivering to you all everything full circle with fitness that overflows into your life in general. It's not just the physical aspect. We've definitely touched on the finance, the mental portion, just so many levels, as many of y'all have been continuously tuning in, and we thank you all for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're just getting started with that.
I know, right? And I mean, Solo, I do have a question for you. Many people, start their business and they don't get their LLC immediately. And they even fall out of sync with steps to take to properly start their business first. Would you recommend that as soon as you know what you want to do the LLC up front, or just to start generating a little revenue first? What do you think?
Okay, so great question. From a finance point of view, you always set up the LLC first.
Okay.
Right, so because you want to set up the LLC, you want to get the business bank account so the business can have a track record, have a address, phone number, et cetera. So those are some of the things that you just want to do.
Okay.
Now, I get it. If I'm trying a business, do I need to get a LLC before it's an actual business? From that standpoint, you can decide when it's time. But I mean, if you're looking to, obviously, everybody who's looking to get in business, even though you're testing it out, they want to be serious. And having a business bank account, that's a serious. That lets somebody know that you following the steps. You're doing what you need to do. Because even if you potentially could get some lending, you couldn't get it without the bank account. So it's like, at least put yourself in position to win, and put yourself in the opportunity so you can get something else out of it, instead of just okay, I'm in business, but I'm just waiting to get my LLC, just trying to get my first dollar first. Well, like, no, if you want to be in business, it's a cost to be in business. It's not a nonprofit.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about how when people hear business bank account, they might think it's a hard process. You want to talk about how simple that really is?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting a business bank account is as simple as going in to the bank, asking to sit down with the business banker, and literally filling out the application on the spot there. It's not a strenuous process, not a hard process, and a lot of times, if you have a business and you sit down and set up your personal one, they'll set up both for you. I mean, 5-10 minutes out your day, and you can also apply online. It's a lot of virtual banks as well, business banks that you can go apply online, all from the comfort of your home. And it's really not a stressful process. It's like like you said, it's information. People hear, I got to set up a business bank account, like it's it's a feat, when it's just a matter of just taking the time to go and look into it.
So, if I gather from you correctly, so LLC, business bank account, and then business credit card? In that order?
That is the order.
Okay.
But the information would be first, because like you said, you don't want to apply too fast.
Right.
And too fast is before you are informed on what the file needs to look like before you actually go and apply, because you don't want to you don't want to set yourself up for failure. Where a lot of people go into the dealerships, places like, they out to get me. I know it's another one of these situations. They would have gave it to somebody else, and the reason why they would have gave it to somebody else is not what you think.
Yeah.
It's because you came in here. That person might have came in here and looked good on paper, so they didn't know what that person looked like. They just saw them on paper and they made a decision. If you come in there and the paper isn't good, they're also going to make a decision. So that's why I said, don't be hastily in applying. Make sure you have, your credit cards and credit score, at least over a 680, your inquiries under 4, utilization under 30%. Like, some of these things are, pivotal for you, trying to take that next step.
Gotcha.
What do you think are some of the biggest mistakes that you see are, I don't even want to say the word, but scams out there, like when it comes to the industry right now, with credit, people making false promises and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Credit is not a perfect process, right? At the end of the day, me being in the credit repair process, I'm tell you a secret.
Okay, let's get it.
The only person or people or entities that fix credit is Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So if anybody ever tells you they fix credit, they don't. What we do is we present a claim, or we present a case for you, backing with the FCRA laws and the things that we have in control. Now, they don't have to remove it. Now, we're making a strong case for you or for whoever that person may be, or even themselves if they're doing it themselves. But at the end of the day, this is yours. Regardless, we say, hey, the date's wrong. Hey, this is wrong. Those are things, discrepancies that can help us remove it. But if all of those things come back and it's yours, I mean, some of these things can't be removed. So, people promising 100%. I mean, I'll just be frankly, it's not. That's not a good promise. Also, in the finance space, I think influencing people to try to go get credit cards without using a PG for the personal credit, I think that's a I don't call it a scam, but it's one of those things that
I use that word, not you.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if the person is savvy enough, they know that it's not going to help the person, but they also know that it's going to do exactly what they said it's going to do. So you see how it's the one and the same. It's like it's not the whole truth. It's like I can help you increase and boost, but I know that it's not going to help you get what you're asking for. But as long as I helped you get here, you're not going to be upset at me for not getting there. So I mean, or you might be, But I think that's one of the things that I just hate to see, because it's like I see some people, some good people too, go down a long rabbit hole, and when I know that they could have just, this could have been fixed a long time ago, or at least they could have had been going on the right path instead of going down Home Depot, all these different cars, and it's just like, okay, now go get a card, and then they still can't get it, and now it's just like, okay, yeah, I might have been on this trail too long.
Yeah. I'm telling you all, if y'all out there listening, these are things that we definitely need to pay a lot of attention to. Outside of building business as well, you never know when you have to utilize your credit, or a lifestyle or a life change may occur. And, that's what Soloman, one of the things that Soloman does. So.
Yep, and as we say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So now we're introducing you to the someone who can actually, help you get on the right track, and on the fresh start, and, kind of, fix the situation that you might have, kind of found yourself accumulating to based on your, life's experiences or whatnot. But that doesn't always have to be that way, So like I said, it's just about what you know.
It doesn't. And, I know, everyone is taking in all the finance and financial tips. There is so much more to Soloman than meets the eye. Didn't you play sports at one point?
Yeah, I did play a little football, college.
Oh, okay, college. Okay. So tell us about that and give us more of your, you've given us the financial fitness portion. Tell us about the fitness portion too.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got a journey, right? So,
right.
So I've always been an athlete. I mean, since my dad was a basketball coach, so nice. I kind of grew up in the gym. And I mean, for as long as I can think, I mean, I've literally been an athlete. But I can say, just going through the progressions, always, a kid, you and I always play whatever sport that you're looking up to. So I always wanted to go to the NFL. Got a chance to play, high school football at a high level, and got offered a scholarship to Alabama State University, and I played there for 4 years. And I started, just in case.
Okay, just throw that out there.
Yeah, just throw that out there on the table. But yeah, I started for 4 years. I mean, had an amazing time. Met some, some friends. What I call them, family.
Who was the coach? Who was the coach at that time?
Okay, so give my shout outs. No.
Wait, am I missing something here?
Exactly.
No, but I had my coach was Reggie Barlow. He's also Kappa as well. So I'm a member of Kappa Psi as well. So had a good coach. Some different relationships, and like I said, I feel like that my journey after football, was like I wanted to go to the NFL. I thought that was the next thing. I started, so I'm like, who wouldn't pick me? They didn't. So I actually went back to school. I got my master's degree. But I mean, just from the whole fitness journey, me leaving out of college and getting into the workspace, I was always like the early riser, used to the the routine, and I just wanted to. I think like even this year is like another start over for me. I think that my fitness journey has like transitioned so many times. Like I go from, okay, I want to look this way, I want to look this way, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then, then all of a sudden comes in the I don't do any of it, and then it's just like, so let's start this over. So 2021, like I said, I had 2 words for everybody that asked me: it's finished and done. So those are my 2 words, and that's what I'm gonna try to. It's my mantra for this year.
Yeah, because I may need you for Electric Saturdays. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's already done a co-star a few times, right?
Yeah, he did join for Electric Saturdays family. He did pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
So I was going to say too, as far as your fitness journey too, I've been watching your Instagram stories. By the way, if you're not following him on Instagram, go follow
yes.
Soloman Lacy. I for the third. So listen, you be drinking these drinks every morning. So it's like sea moss, and what's the other drinks you drink?
Okay, so yeah, I mix it up. I did the sea moss. Mm-hmm. I might do ginger. I did like a cinnamon, peanut butter, sea moss. I try to, like, it's all fresh. I get a chance to switch it up. And
Jamie will be proud.
Yeah. No. So I'm sure you would. So it's definitely. I actually try something new with the sea moss every day. So
nice.
I don't want to. I know you probably know all the roots and herbs. So I don't want to get the saying the roots to the wrong ones. But yeah, I try something new. I feel like she's like, she considers herself my. I don't know. She's on the fitness journey. She said, "Look, I'm gonna get you right. We're gonna make sure you're healthy, keep your immune system up and everything." So
nice.
Yeah, definitely always good.
That is super cool. Just being well rounded. And look how your journey, like you ended up, because you said that you were playing football, and you were, of course, there was goals of going professionally.
Right.
But that pivot actually put you in position, and you have helped so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So it's still super cool. Yeah.
Well, listen. First of all, tell people where they can follow you at, where they can stay connected. What do you got coming up in 2021 people need to be looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can follow me at, like I said, Soloman Lacy, I for the third, and coming up in 2021, I got a lot of things in the two chests. One of the first things that I'm going to be coming out with is I'm going to be dropping a book this year.
Nice.
So a chance to add author to the title.
Mm-hmm.
See how
big
that goes.
moves.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I'm also going to be dropping I'm going to also be dropping an inner circle for just people who want to connect in that finance space and create an inner circle group where the information is going to be readily available for people to figure out how to fund their small business,
nice.
Get their credit situated, and just like you said, some of these tidbits that people don't really understand, and they're going to all be in one place. And I want to special shout out to my boy Queese for definitely helping me put that together.
Yes.
His systems are oh my God, they're just as close to the finance to getting things done for myself. So that's a big thing that that I need, and I appreciate the Side Hustle Mentor for
yes,
always being there to help me out with those things. So like I said, big salute.
Definitely appreciate that, bro. And also, like you said, and like I said as well, it's like what you know is who you know. So, the goal of something like an inner circle is just to increase your literacy.
Yeah.
So this is something that you definitely want to be a part of once it's released, because like I said, everything that we talked about just now today, you're going to have access to that like 24/7, like people that are just like your brothers and sisters all in the same group. So that's
right. Iron sharpen iron, making sure that, we're all like good. Nobody left behind.
Absolutely.
Definitely love that energy. So, yeah. Well, all right, family. I know that you all enjoy this episode. We feel the energy all the way over here on this side. Mm-hmm. So, Soloman, we truly appreciate your time and being here with us today. And CJ and I are super excited. We had our brother in the building today with us.
First time, only the last.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You want to shout out Tika Fire real quick?
Oh, yes, everyone. So... You know I have to do it every episode. Yes, make sure you get your sweat enhancement cream from Tika Fire. I got it on. And use code for your discount, electric. I'm telling you, this is a great sweat enhancement cream. It's used for so many different things. And make sure you're following them at Tika Fire, TIKAFIYA. All right.
There you go. Listen, we will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you go follow Soloman. We appreciate you coming through, bro.
Appreciate it 100%.
Yes.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Stay safe.
Yes.